Hello and welcome back to the Fantasy Take TV podcast for round 7. We're going to review the big round there. Pretty decent weeks for us three. We'll get to in a sec. JD not with us today as of right now. He said he might join, but just given a bit of a recharge, I think, George. Anzac Day might have taken it out of him. I'm not sure, and he's still recovering, but we'll see. But yeah, how are you, mate? How did you go on the weekend?
I had a good week this week. What did I score? I've got the wrong agenda up.
The long round of footy, started on bloody Wednesday night. So
yeah, 2,448. Pretty nice week. A few issues though. I think we've all got a few issues. Probably me less than others. So I'll take that into rank 2,300, and I'm 8 points within JD. So I can't remember if I'm ahead or behind him, but regardless, pretty close. They're both similar rank. I think we're 100 ranks apart and we're 8 points apart. So 2.3 and 2.2K. So yeah, like good week. Trades were, we did Meek to Sweet, but that was like with a bit of kind of see what Sweet scores sort of thing. So I probably threw away 50K with getting rid of Meek early. But it got greedy, wanted the 136. Got rid of Williams over Dempsey, which was a stuff up, and went Hugo Garcia. Got rid of Carroll, who's just bleeding cash. So went up to, I was tossing up between Rao and McRae, and I went Rao. So we take that. But yeah, I just keep paying 650K for mids. It's like third time or something. Or averaged like 640K of my mid upgrade. So overall, not too bad. My MVP, well, two players that we're going to feature in my MVPs, I figured a lot this year were going to be Whitfield and Steele. It's the opposite way that I thought this week. With Whitfield, I'm giving him the MVP. Anything over 95, I'm stoked with from Whitfield. Just has those 30 touch games, sub 90. So take a 124. Yeah, just feel like I'm losing 30 points a week to Houston and Ryan, but it was nice to get one back after 5 weeks of pain. And then fault of the week is Steele's knee. That's shit. I think we're in trouble here. So yeah, it's a shame. I thought he was looking like top 5 mid at worst, and then this has happened. So does it continue? I don't know. If it does, it's going to be problematic. But that was my week. How'd you go?
Well, I thought it was going to be a decent week, but as has been my year, every week there's just a couple of premiums or
Rowan Marshall,
whatever that just go, nah, you're not going to have quite as good, good of a week, or in most weeks been pretty bad. But I think it was I've had 3 round positions of about 10, 12K, and this is the third of those. So the others have been not good. So 23, 52. At my rank, that was a good rank jump. I think I went up like 8, 9K spots to about 28K or something. So, yeah, still got to make a bit of a climb. I just didn't upgrade, got Walshy in because last week obviously got Anderson. He got tagged, and then, it was I didn't go Walsh. So I'm like, stuff it. I want to own Sammy at this point. I'll get him. And then he got tagged, apparently. I didn't watch the game.
First half, O'Connor went to him.
But he worked through it well and still turned up. So we'll thank him for that. I probably, at my rank, should have just gone like a Ballydale type pick and just shoot for the stars, So I probably still am a bit disappointed in what I did. Got rid of Zach Williams and Dempsey. So Zach Williams played all right, I guess. He scored all right. I didn't watch it, but he's probably topping out pretty soon, isn't he? Anyway, I've seen Carl fans say that I don't even think he's best 22. I don't know. I've seen that for weeks, but
he's all right. His DT's crap. He's like DT average is like in the 60s, I think.
Yeah,
they put out a good one. It's like
if you got him, you got him.
He doesn't work as hard as he could. Like you see absolute seagulls down back, like get the ball, run and get it back. Like you see like that once or twice a game, and then just goes missing for 15 minutes. So
I guess I was expensive role or something. I don't know.
No, not really.
No?
Gets the kick-ins. No, he's all right to hold and field, but I was so scared of the injury risk this week with the calf, the Achilles knock. I was just like, oh, whatever, get rid of him. I'm going to get rid of him in 2 weeks anyway.
Yep. And then sort of we knew that, or I was hesitant on Garcia, the other Garcia, the Dogs one, going into the week. So sort of looking at next week, going obviously getting Sweet. You got him this week. I was going to leave him as the downgrade target this week, so I get Biggie Newen in the forward lines. I didn't see too many on the horizon. We'll obviously talk about some later, but yeah, I sort of thought Biggie was there. I need a rookie, and so grabbed him. Don't think that'll end in too great. Honestly, if he just plays 2 more games, that's a win at this point.
Yeah, you get 100K out of him.
And just whatever. But obviously that Rogers kid at the Gold Coast,
Yeah.
came out of nowhere. So look, he may still be an average rookie. We'll, as I said, talk about it later. So anyway, I've got Biggie as well. MVP. Is this SuperCoach site just got an update for you, or is this my thing spazzing out? It's like got buttons in different spots.
Yeah, that's
the old footy scores thing. The old footy scores thing isn't coping too well. So dark mode's not
with
looking
my
too
dark
good.
mode,
It's not looking too good. MVP. I've got to give it to Noah. Like after copping what I did last week, not too much of his fault. I guess he hasn't. I think he said, didn't you post something of him copping a tag? He hasn't really dealt with it too much before. So obviously, when you cop it the first time, we used to see it with Merritt back in when he was, younger days. Didn't cope with it well till he, got through that. And to be fair, they're still throwing him out of the midfield when he does. But 150, I'll take. He had to really do that after last week. So we've got to give the MVP to him. Could have gone to McKercher as well. Holding him and getting a ton was big for me because I had like Stewart out and stuff. So that was big. Fault. I'll just give it to Rowan. Parting gift. Like he's probably had it 3 times this season already on this podcast, but I think he needs it again. He did get injured early, and I will thank him for playing out the game and getting me a 60. But he didn't really. He was hobbled, so I won't go too hard on him for that sense. But just as a pick for the year, just been a fault. Unfortunately, he's had his big games, but he's really had poor ones. And I think his average now is like 99. Cherries is like 108. Obviously, even Grundy's is still probably higher than that. It just hasn't been good. So we'll probably get rid of him this week. We'll talk about that. I don't know any updates on how his knee's going or whatever. So yeah, he can get the fault. Tom Powell probably lucky to miss out on that as well, but obviously that's role related too. So enough talking about me. Season's down the gurgler.
I think you still recover something decent.
Yeah,
it's hard,
mate. Just another 3, 4, 5K rank like I've been climbing to get the last 3 years. Just haven't had a good start in a while. So
you'd be surprised. There's still like 17 weeks left. Something.
Yeah, as you said with like you're 8 points apart, but couple 100 ranks or 100 ranks or something, because it is still tight because of those early buy best 18. So we'll see. But
yeah, it's key moves. Like this week I brought in Rao and Sweet. They get me 270 points from 2 trades. Like that is so much ground that I wasn't expecting.
Yep. Well, I just need guys like Anderson, Walsh, although a lot of people own him. Stewart, now that he's back. We've got Whitfield to worry about week after week. Just guys like that. Like Butters drops an 80. Yeah. He hasn't been as good recently for what he's priced at. So yeah, every week there's a couple of premiums let me down, and copping it. JD, what did he go? Well, I think he was lower than me, so I'm not the lowest on the podcast this week. I think he scored 23.50, just a few points below me. I think did he have Sam Darcy on the bench that might have lost a few points there? Something. I think I saw his team. He's obviously got Elliot Yeo, so that's cooking for him every week. So at least someone's got him in our group, because otherwise we're getting killed every week. And Fife as well. George, me and you. That's no Elliot Yeo, no Fife.
Yeah, we speak about Fife soon. You see the link I sent in Discord last night?
I might have. I didn't want to read anything about him. It's just doing my head in. These 30-plus-year-olds because having like their best season in 5 years. So yeah, news, George. You got anything for us this week as of this point of the week?
I struggled to find news this week, so it's a short one. Connor Rosie, a 1 weeker likely. They said like the slimmest chance of playing. I doubt they risk him on the short turnaround. Play Thursday night. I think it sounds like a 1 weeker. Draper, Hammy, that also might be a short term 1 or 2 weeks. That's I don't know his first name. Josh Draper from Freo.
Yeah. Yep.
Did Higgins get 3 weeks? I think, and they're challenging.
that's what he got, and yeah, I'm not going to really keep up with it because I don't care. But
Yeah.
obviously for Garcia, probably keeps his, not that they're directly related, but it's just a player out of the team, similar small type. But yeah, I don't know. That was annoying. We straight fielded him, and he just couldn't get a tough matchup, I guess. But yeah, probably bench for now. See what happens.
Hugo. Yeah, that's so annoying. Just a 40, like whatever.
Yeah.
But there's someone else got suspended, but I forgot. Was it Charlie Cameron?
I don't
Maybe.
know.
Who cares? And then
Yeah.
2 VFL updates. So apparently Hall butchered it in the VFL. Just some Demon Land poster said that. And then Sexton had 33, a halfback. But
Did he really?
Atkins was pretty non-existent. He scored like 30 or something. I can't remember what his role, but I think it was out of Sexton and Atkins to come in. Do you still have Sexton? I still got him. I know you've been holding. I think. Yeah.
I think
I don't
it
know
worked.
why we
He's a
still have him.
captaincy loophole, and
Yeah,
because
he's
we're going to be footing forward rooks, right? So we can try and just luck out and get extra points there.
Well, he's been a good loop. I think we can use him again if we want to do Gorn into Sarong.
Yep.
I think that's the play this
Wilson
week.
into whoever rookie you've got or whatever.
Yeah, provided he doesn't play. If not, I just straight see Sarong and miss the Gorn 180, whatever. But
Sexton plays, but we'll probably just field him. I don't know.
yeah.
Whatever.
So that's all for updates. I didn't really put a lot of time into it today. Usually I have more, but the injury news, there's nothing really new. Like what am I going to say? Zach Reed 2 to 3 weeks again, like the last 6 weeks. So
yeah.
Cody Waitman surgery. He's out long term. So might open up a little bit of job security for Garcia, who played half forward. He didn't get many CBAs. So yeah, see how he goes. And now we can move on.
Cool. All right, let's just talk about, as we do every week now, just the most traded out and in of the top 10%. Figured out obviously how to look at it properly. So a lot of jumping off Tommy Powell. I guess we can just speak about it right now. I didn't watch the game. You did, so lost his role, did he?
Yeah, I didn't see him for the whole game. Like first quarter, kicked a nice goal, and then like one touch. I feel like 1 or 2 touches every other quarter. The role was gone. They've put Simpkin back in there. They've put Sheezel a bit in there. They put Curtis a bit in there. They put Phillips a lot in there. He got subbed out. So there's definitely a path for him to get back in. I think Phillips is getting 20 touches a game in the VFL, which is not good enough. So I don't know why I got the call up, unless it's they suppose it's not a metric for them. But what are you doing with him?
Look, I've got other issues, so he stays 1 more week, and then if he's needed to be, like, we get 1 more week. With North, all their we own so many, of course, and probably too many we've had this year so far. They're all like related, right? Fisher dropped, or to sub or whatever. So now Colby gets a better role, but that meant Phillips was playing a full game. So then Powell lost his midfield role back to half. Like they're all linked in a way. All these bloody North players we own, obviously Sheezel as well, who I'm probably never going to trade out, but it's depending where he plays. So look, if you have the luxury of trading him out this week and you want to go for it, I just sort of think maybe 1 more. Yes, his break even's like 110 or something. So if it, it's poor roll again, you'll leak a bit of cash. But whatever, dude. Like, I just can't do it this week.
Yeah, it's like I think the role it's probably volatile now. They can pull this move any week. I kind of want to trade, but I might be throwing away a forward keeper, and you might say, "Oh, Powell's looked crap the past few weeks." Whatever. I mean, I look at the score.
90 in the role, right? That's
as long as the roll's there. I think he can score in it, but does he get the role? Like, I don't know. Like
genuinely, like the best player on the ground that second round or whatever. Like,
yeah, you got coaches votes. I think.
Yeah, and then quickly just given up on that. I don't know, dude. Who knows with North?
I mean, if I'm the coach, Will Phillips goes back to the VFL. At least put up some good numbers in the VFL. Like they said, Simpkin in preseason, like he's going to spend time wing half forward this year. Then just put him back in. Like, stick to your plan, I guess. Like, they moved him out to play the kids in there. But I guess the kids are getting smashed in there. So it's like, what do you even do? They're just a mess. They concede every inside 50. I can't see that half forward role sticking. I think he'll be back in the midfield in some capacity.
Yeah.
Like otherwise,
I
what's the
think so.
point? Like, what was the
Yeah.
point of that? Putting him out, giving him 4 CBAs.
Is that all far out? Yeah, look, if you really want to get out of it, go for it. But I think maybe one more week hold is to play and just see.
Yeah,
But if
break
it's
even's
another
1
60, then
110. So
yeah,
like,
could be.
what's he
Yeah,
like? Worst case, he drops like 40k.
if he does score like a 50, 60 or
Yeah,
whatever. Yeah. It's all about roll, right? If he
yeah,
has the roll back and scores a 70, then you can still think about holding but that's probably going to be because his break even will still be high. But it's a forward line, dude. We'll talk about it at the end when we get to it. The forward line as a whole, and it's just like
yeah,
we need 85, 90 out of a guy, and I'll be holding until I don't know luxury post second buys and take a punt on someone.
yeah.
Sharp, we don't own him, haven't this year, but I think he dropped like a 40 this week. So people already thinking about trading him out last week. Don't know what his break even is, but I imagine it's shot up a bit. So that makes
Plays
sense.
West Coast. Like, I
Yeah.
think there's worse holds, but
What is the break even? I've got to turn this. 75. Look, Tiggs this week. You could hold, but yeah, he's probably this whole website. Literally, just as before we jump on the pod, the whole website's changed. It all looks different.
I need to reverse this filter because I can't see nothing. How many will update it? But
So, where is the like projections with the schedule coming up?
break even's
Oh, season. There we
75.
go. Yep, 75. So if he scores a 70, it's sort of stack. His break even 70 again. If you got more pressing issues and other rooks to get rid of, if you could, but Tigers it could be a good matchup. That's all.
He's only if you need to trade. If you don't, hold.
Yep. Caddy, similar boat. Probably it's probably
Yeah,
time to go, but
edge him still.
break even's 50. If you got someone else you want to trade out, that's fine. So he's not like a must trade or whatever, but it is a can trade. Grundy, I think I watched like the first half of this game. He was on. It was a game yesterday. Yeah, he's on 50. A lot of hit outs to advantage, and then second half he was giving away a lot of free kicks, didn't he? Meek sort of
Yeah,
probably got the chocolates in the end, did he? I
yeah.
don't know with Grundy.
Gave away some really bad frees, but I guess it might be a byproduct of like Meek just pushing him around a bit.
Weird because last week, best on ground against Wit. So what's his break
Break even
even?
76.
Yeah, okay. So you just
I think it's kind of linked to Sweet.
yeah. If you
I
got like
would
Gordon
trade.
Grundy, you just go to Sweet.
Yeah, I would. Because Grundy's
Yeah.
not a keeper anyway. I mean, he could be, but I think you probably want. It's probably English, right?
Yeah. Yep. He's got breaking in 70, so maybe you get Sweet and well, we'll just say that now. Everyone's got to get Sweet, and you can throw the emergency on him on
Yeah,
Thursday night, and then play it by ear. If Sweet goes really really good, then you can just trade Grundy if you want. If not, keep him one more week, break even 70, and reassess. Maybe that's the play. Dempsey, I traded him, and I think I just checked the scores while I was working. He's on 30 at quarter time, thinking, oh, shit. And apparently he went just unsighted for 2 quarters after that.
he was on 40 at quarter time. He scored
Shit.
9 for the rest of the game. Just I think time to go.
Nature of the role.
Thought
Yeah.
he'd help us out with this forward debacle, but he's not
Yep.
doing his job. So Darcy Wilson can take the F6 for now for I don't know how long, but not Dempsey. Had enough. 50-50-50 now. The role improved. He played wing. Week before he played more forward. So I think the role, this is a great hold. Then I don't know, things just didn't go his way. I wouldn't be surprised if he scores 80 this week, but it's probably his break even-ish. So time to go.
Yep. And Williams, we sort of spoke about off the top.
Yeah.
So, yep, don't need to there. Massimo, if anyone's still holding him. What's the news? Was he injured? That's
Hip
why he was
issue.
out? Yeah.
Yeah. I have him. I'm probably going to keep him this week. Just 45 break even. He's averaging 86, so maybe they played Amon wing this week. So maybe Amon goes back to defense, Massimo comes in, or they put Morrison to sub. I don't know. But I think he'll come back in.
Yep. And Comben again, you watched that game, so what was the go there?
Yeah. not finding much ball. Just needs like, I don't know, no kick-ins, not much ball.
Needs a lot of intercepts.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Break
feel like
even
he's been underscored
65.
a bit, but yeah, he can like stay or go. I think he's fine for like a 60, so it's not like the worst forward field, but yeah.
Yep. Meek, obviously, like we're doing the sweet, so
50 break even, so get a look on Friday night, Thursday night.
again, yep, with sweet, just emergency him and have a look. Jackson, a weird one. I'm happy I did get out a few weeks ago because the nature is playing a pretty much key forward role. He can drop some stinkers, and he hasn't quite dropped a stinker. I think he was like a 90 last week and then a 70 something this week. He just just floats in and out of games, right? He can take a big mark, kick a goal. He can get a lot of ball around the half forward line like another midfielder, which he does, but then just go missing, right, for a large part, parts of the game. So
Yeah,
I think he'll get cheaper, and we can look at him down the track. But for people that have him, what would you do?
I
Just
think I'm gonna target him soon.
like if you've taken this hit down to 500k, it's almost just
Yeah,
keep.
I
I
think
think.
you just push him to F7 if you can later in the year, and if Darcy goes down, then yeah,
You're
you're
laughing.
sweet.
Yeah.
But I think the value in him is he's got the good buy. Only really
Mm.
shares with Fife in that forward line. And then he can cover your ruck at any time and also get you buy points when Gorn and whoever your other ruckman is in the ruck.
Yeah.
Or if you don't have Gorn, like whoever, you can just cover them during the buy rounds. So
Yeah.
I think he did 87 last year with Darcy in the team. So you would expect something similar, like mid 80s range at least.
Yeah. I probably agree. And then just for the ins, we won't talk one by one because we'll do that next across each line. But anything stick out? I think Darcy Jones, right? He's not on the bubble, is he? Yet because he just played his first game. So
Nah, yeah.
I don't think
Wait till
people should
next
go there
week.
yet because Tobias might be, and he might. They got a lot of good small forwards, so might struggle. But anything else stick out?
Well, it looks like people want to pay for Sarong and Merritt. I think the two targets this week, if you don't have them, probably Green.
Yep.
And I guess Dawson, just looks a lot better on the eye.
Yep.
But I still don't know if he's top 8, but I don't think he'll be far off. So did 112 last 6 with Crouch in the team. Maybe does something similar to that.
Okay. Cool. Yep. We'll talk about it in a sec. So let's get to each line. That's the wrong one. Yeah, I was going to bring the SuperCoach game up, but when it's bugging out at the minute, we'll just talk about it as we go. So, Dacos, I think it's my time to get him in. People that don't have
Oh, you
him
still
will
don't have
trade him
him?
out. No,
Oh,
I
that's
was
right. You
going.
went Walsh.
I
Yeah.
just went. Well, I just made fun for the fun of the game. So,
Yeah.
but I will get him this week now that Rowan's just. Well, I'll see what they say with Rowan, but I just don't think I should sit through that anymore because he's now probably, if he plays playing hobbled, just still massive break even and 50 to 60 back there. It's just too much. I still think
He'll
he
go
can be.
120 this week.
Yeah, probably.
Um,
And yeah, I've already
nah.
given up George, so that can't get any worse.
I think everyone with Rowan probably trade him to get this sweet in.
To do that, R2, exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty much going Rowan to Nick and then whatever. I think maybe Cadman to Sweet. So yeah, Nick, I think, yeah, if you haven't already got him, it's probably just now, just do it.
Yeah.
I do agree that what people are saying, like he obviously isn't. I mean, it's not hard to know that he's in his good form, but it's probably just Collingwood, right? Like when they're playing well, he's playing well. It's like intertwined. What do you think with that? Oh, it's probably not worth discussing. Just get him in.
Nick. I think he's just because he's Nick, you just get him. But
Yeah, let's
he
just move
doesn't
on.
look like old or last year Nick. Like he starts very slow.
Yeah,
Picks up second half.
yeah,
Even like I checked the score, like is he really on like 130? Like I don't know. But
yeah. I think. Well, I guess now he's playing in the midfield. He's maybe not getting as much ball as he was down back. He's still going to get a lot of the ball, but it's not sort of that uncontested chip mark stuff. He's just getting a lot of kicks inside 50, high points. Like his ratios have been really good. I don't know how he's gone in Dream Team because my fantasy team's also
sub
crap.
100,
So
I think. Yeah.
it's not as good, right, as last year, if I'm correct. So
Yeah. I think last year was about 110 until he got injured. So
yeah, but Supercoach, he's still going right in. So anyway, get him in. We want to talk about any other the high price guys? Like we're both looking at Houston, not
Oh, nah. I think you
Luke
just rather go mid.
Ryan. If you don't
Nah.
have them at this point, you just can't look at them. So
I think
we'll talk
Ryan's
about
coming down 170 break even. Does
yep.
play the Saints in 3 weeks. So
That'll be hard to watch. So some cheaper guys. Stewart, who I've got, is now 538 and has a break even of 140. So I think you just sit on that for maybe one more week, and then you can look at him the following week. I think his break even will actually still be decently high depending how he goes. So yeah, in the next 2 to 3 weeks, he'll be a pretty good target at about 500k depending how he goes. So if you're looking for someone cheap that you know all going well, stays fit, should average at least triple digits, and then how much more that is this year, we won't know. But are you looking at him, George, or are you looking elsewhere? Because I know you don't have him.
not really looking to upgrade defense, to be honest. Well, actually, maybe Dale, but I think I just wait on Stewart. Using Holmes a bit more. Don't
Yep.
know. I think he's like 100 to 105 this year.
Yep.
Which is still good. Like,
Sicily, you've been bringing his name up quite a bit lately.
yeah, I should stop mentioning him. Must be the only podcast mentioning him, but I don't know. I think
Amon
they.
moved to the ring, right? So is the role's pretty good at the minute.
Yeah, Amon played wing. See what happens when Mas comes back. They're playing Sarong and
He
Frost.
got injured, right? So
Oh, you got subbed off, eh? Was it injury?
yeah, so maybe
Oh.
we see that.
Oh, maybe Phillips comes in. I think there
Yeah.
were some graphic on Phillips on the Twitter was like played good or something, took a bunch of marks.
Okay.
So just not this week, but see what happens when Massimo comes back in. I don't know, he's still like 29, like pretty durable. I guess he does dumb stuff sometimes, but like 50s and suspensions. But like if he's
In the right role.
he's low 500s, I think you could do worse.
Yep. No worries. Young, so he's you've got, is he 530k? I thought he was going
Yeah,
higher than that.
537.
Yeah, I guess the week before with that weird didn't play the last quarter, and then this week what he scored 94, so he didn't he actually's gone backwards the last couple of weeks. Break even of 134. So if you're still keen on him, yeah, I think good week because Richmond matchup should be nice. But yeah, what do you see from him?
I think the hamstring scares me off a bit. But I think he's good. Like, I think he's 100 plus. I would have guessed like before the hamstring, like 105 to 108 range. I think he's good.
Yep. But that makes you not want to go there really anymore.
Oh, just worried about that.
Yep.
Hammy thing. I don't know, it's weird. Time and ground's a bit lower too this week.
Yep. And then there's Nas, who's 480k. And a lot of people were looking at him early in the year. He started to be pretty well, but he hasn't turned in about 3 weeks now. It's kind of like watching Whitfield. They just get a lot of the ball uncontested, and if it doesn't all go right, and they, keep their clangers to a minimum, and no crap like that, then they'll score about 100, and maybe more if they go really well. But when they don't, like when Nassus touches it down and whatever, a few clanger kicks, because he does like to take on the hard ones, he can drop stinkers. I owned him Lennon of last year. I don't like. He's going to be that type of player like Whitfield. Works really hard for the ball, but doesn't do anything else outside of just uncontested mark, chip, take on a tough kick, and if it's a clanger, well, you're going backwards. So it's I don't think I'd be bringing him in.
I don't want 2 Whitfields, to be honest. One is enough.
No, one is enough. But at least we're just going to get 30 every week. It's just we're praying he just doesn't stuff up a kick.
Yeah, I think if Bonner's dropped and they played 9 out of the last 10, I think at Marvel, 8 of the last 9 at Marvel. So I think price, you could go there as a cheap D6, but I think not right now.
And the one that everyone's talking about is Bailey Dale. So Big shout out Bay. Played junior footy with him. I remember the first year he was a forward and in SuperCoach because he was drafted as one, got thrown back, and he was a primo. I messaged him and said, "Mate, can I pick you in SuperCoach?" He said, "No, stay far away from me." And I'm like, but he's been in the dark for a bit of a few years, even with Bevo. Obviously, this year as sub and dropped, but since that's happened, he's come back in and started dominating again. So he's a weird one. I do wish I went in him last week because he was super cheap and he obviously had a good game again. But
Do you reckon you'll
we'll
get him this
see with
week?
him. I am thinking about it. It's just I don't have Nick George, so I've been putting off for weeks. I need to go there, so it's kind of annoying I didn't last week now because I think it's just that type of pick for someone like me. Cheaper price helps, gets rookie off the field, and you just hope he's goes to. I think he can do 100. Like now that he's been dropped through the Bevo doghouse and he's come back, he's just got all the ball back there. It's just I guess that one thing, right? Libba hasn't played the last 2 weeks. He's meant to this week. Laid out again, laid out, and Eddie Richards. So we're still kind of going in the dark there, and obviously relates to McRae as well, who we'll speak about later. Libba, last 2 weeks hasn't played. Richards in the midfield, and we just don't know what it's going to look like. So, what do you think? Just stay away because it's a Dogs player, or?
Not sure. I thought he's played really, really well. Pushing up pretty high. Everything's gone through him at the moment. Bramble's not doing much. Janison's still doing a bit back there. I think he's fine. 450. I think he'll do it looks like he can do 100. So he's doing 108 without that sub game. I think that 40-70 dropped. He played a bit up the ground too against Geelong.
You look at
I need to double check that heat map. I'll get that up in a sec. But yeah, I think it's a good price. Break even's like -40 or something. So
yep.
Yeah, I think you can go there, and ideally you push him to D7, and you have use him as a 23rd end of the year. But that would be my plan. But whether you actually get there is another thing. But yeah, I think he's all right. Just the Richards factor is a bit of a unknown.
Yeah. But going someone that cheap, what it does do is just help you upgrade the next week or even two, because instead of getting in Houston for 600K or whatever, you're getting in someone for much, much cheaper, and you can put that towards next week and getting a midfielder you want or whoever. Because there's a lot of cash this year, and then the forward line, we're not going to be paying a hell of a lot like we have been in years gone past with all those midfielders down there. So I don't know. I'm kind of running out of spots in my defense, and still don't have guys like Houston and Ryan that probably never get. But
do you think you'll get them, or are you going to skimp?
That's the thing. It's hard, because I have Whitfield and Stewart. They're kind of in those spots, and they're not as good. It's just I've chosen that route, and can only do that later in the year if I've got trades to just make a swap if I want or whatever. So probably just have to deal without it.
I think David King might have been Fox or radio. I was reading it on Twitter, but he was saying I think he was talking to Mark Duffield on Twitter, and he was just saying Freo are chip mark way too much. It's not going to hold up in finals. So I guess that was why we probably were cautious of Ryan earlier in the year when preseason, because
we thought that would change.
Bad, and he was scoring well. He still, I won't even say it, but he just runs the square so much. I just can't believe what I see. But I wonder if, I think they probably will continue because they're winning, doing that sort of style. But it's just an interesting point from David King. He's usually a pretty good analyst. But
yeah, I think the Houston one hurts me more because I did have him in my team a lot in preseason, and just sort of got, he can drop a stinker. He just hasn't yet. He hasn't sub-tonned, and he just doesn't look like it. So whatever. He is, and he's 26 Houston, so he's really in the prime of his career, and I guess he just got a bit better this year again, or just has a better role, maybe even, right? More kick-ins, as we've said the last month. So that's really helped him. Any more defenders before we go mids?
Not really. I think if you don't have Sheasel, I think you just anti-pod. If he's a bit more mid-time, that's about it. Then Nick Martin played a bit half forward, fourth quarter. I think if you have him, you'd think it'd be fine. If you don't have him, probably wouldn't go there just in case something happens there.
Yeah.
But
No, I
one
wouldn't
we'll
trade
look
him
at.
in.
I hope it's not another problem with like stealing power and stuff, but just one to watch next week.
He could be one if it gets bad because he's 600k almost that we flip. I know it's bad, probably, and if you're using a boost doing it, making a sideways. But yeah, maybe that's one avenue to use Orion if the role like continues. Because look, he does play good at half forward. Just it's not going to be conducive to like consistently good scoring, right? Because it's patches you can just not find the ball, but. Does worry because he did play so well in the last quarter doing that. Like he absolutely cooked. So
Yeah.
maybe Brad Scott goes experiment over and we keep him there, or at least play him there more. In games, float him about. Don't know. Midfielders, Merritt, who you forced into your team a couple of weeks ago. Are you happy with that? What? How did it look this week on Anzac Day compared to the week before?
I mean, the role was better. There's no half forward business. I think might have been a thing with McHenry tagging him, but
Yep.
I think it might happen at times. Like he said that like he trusts the kids a bit more now. Cordell was playing well. Perkins was playing well. They threw String in there this week. Another
Durham.
kid. Yeah, Durham too. I think he's still
really
going to be
good.
like top 4.
Yep, the run's
They
coming
have
up
the
insane.
West Coast North, Richmond next 4.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's kind of why I got him. Like, I don't know. Like, if you want these top mids, you can get like a Green. Like, I don't know if Dawson's top mid, but he's definitely like I think he's top 4 in fantasy easily. Whether that's SuperCoach, I don't know. But yeah, if you want like your Rao, you want your Merritt, you want your Sarong, you got to pay because they
Which
all
I
got
think
really
we
good
might be
fixtures
able
coming
to.
up. So if you want them, you got to grab them now. If you don't, like, there's value in the defense, there's value forward. Go
Correct.
sweet. I guess that's why I could afford all these guys because
You
I
went
have
Meek, then you went
150k
Sweet.
in my ruck line at the moment, so in my R2 already. So that money's just been funneled into the midfield. And here's the thing: I'm looking at my next few weeks. Like I can probably do an upgrade next week. The week after, I can't do one unless I get rid of Roberts or Closey. And then after that, I don't even know how I'm going to do one. And that's what happens when you blow all your money on the players you want. But I think it's fine to get him. Like he's 640. He's
I think
probably just
he'll be around your VC and C in the
yeah,
next month as well, which I think might be good because other guys haven't looked up to it. So yeah, he might be. That might be where you get the value too if he goes really big as well. Yeah, I mean I've got my fair share of the really top price mid, so he's probably one I won't have, which is going to be hard to watch because yeah, as I say, I've got Butters, Sarong, Walsh, Bont. I guess Walsh was a bit cheaper bringing him in, but I think that will just have to do me. I mean, I can probably get him this week. It's just another one. I'm not sure. Like I will probably need to just start going some value now. As I said, I've got the ones I picked. Obviously, Sutton Green as well. He's not that price anymore, but he was when we started him. So yeah. Next up is Sarong. So yeah, look, he's only 20k cheaper than Mara, but I do really like this as a trade in if you don't have him this week. That was one of the few games I watched this week, but just all year he's been awesome. Probably be in the All-Australian midfield if it was picked after 7 rounds, which it's not, but he's just been superb. So Richmond this week, just a good run around. I just think he's just one of those young mids coming into his absolute prime and taking over. Is there any concern like how well the other guys are going? Like Andy's still going well, getting on the ball. Fife's somehow surviving, and Hayden Young's playing pretty well as well. Although he doesn't get as much as ball as the others. But is any concern there, or are you just happy with him?
No, I think he's probably your main target over Rao and Merritt this week.
Yep.
Even a bit cheaper. And yeah, Richmond this week. You guys can barely field a team at the moment.
As I said it 8 weeks ago, 7 weeks ago, literally round 2, captain everyone against us. So with Sexton, Gorm will have to go fairly big for me not to captain Sarong. He'll dominate. So no, I do like it. So he's at 620. Then there's Took. So we got to talk about these Gold Coast mids. Not that they probably haven't been enough already, but it's just ridiculous what they're all averaging, Wits included. And there's Flanders as well, who's just gone half back and doing the same. Although very good in fantasy, he does butcher it a bit back there and hurt his SuperCoach from time to time, but he still hasn't dropped a sub ton. So Gold Coast mids in general, George, I think we should just talk about him as a whole. You got Rao last week. I got Anderson 2 weeks ago. Then there's Tuke as well, who a lot started, and he's been pretty good, I think, besides one game. So how would you rank him? I think people might be asking that a lot this week. Obviously, price, factor that in. Rao's a bit more than the others, but yeah, where would you rank him?
Oh, price factored in.
Well, Rao and Anderson, Tuke and Anderson about the same, right? 590, 580.
Yeah.
Is
I
Rao
would
worth
say,
paying up to 40k? More.
Rao has a no soft tissue. Same with Anderson, so I'll put Tuke last because of that, and then I'll go
Do you
Rao,
say Anderson over Rao
Tuke.
because of the price or not?
There's a bit of a difference. Is Anderson like 560?
Yeah, I might have put more on his head. No, 580 because he did go so big. So 582, and then what's Rao? 6.
I think what was weird, Anderson's
Oh
contested
shit, Rao
was
650. I didn't realize.
so Anderson's contested was exceptional this week, whereas usually it's Rao and Tuke that win it all. I think worth noting that Gold Coast have played Richmond, West Coast. They played Adelaide when Adelaide were at their worst. I mean, still not the best, but Adelaide were basically like horrific in the first month. And I have a feeling you've played like it's maybe Hawthorn or something.
Hawthorn was the other one. Yeah.
I can't see the fixtures in this new thing.
Yeah, I've got it. So yeah, you're right. Against all those teams,
Oh,
he went
season
really well. Against the other ones, Dogs 98, Giants 89. Then the tag game, just remove that, whatever. So yeah, he sub-tunned against Dogs and the Giants, either side of their bye. So he's probably more volatile than the others. I'd agree.
No, I think he'll do 110 plus this year. Because last year he did 104 with like 70% CBAs. Now it's like low 80s. So naturally, with Flanders out there, it's like 110 should be the floor. And then any natural development upside from there. I think it's like 110 to 115 range.
Yeah. Yeah.
So probably 115. Rao, I think like 125.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a lot, but he's getting a lot of frees and stuff. But yeah, just winning so much contested ball and tackling.
Okay, well, let's put Rao out of it because I didn't realize he was so high, 650. If you're picking Tuke Anderson and you didn't have a Gold Coast mid at all, who would you tell people to go this week? Because their run is quite good. We've looked at this last couple of weeks. It's why I went Noah, but they play, I think it's the Q Clash this week, so that might be a bit more difficult, although...
No, I'll go Anderson.
You will? Yeah.
Yeah.
2 Darwin games coming up, wet nights. They thrive in that environment, all 3 of them, really. So, yeah, all right. And then Dawson, you've sort of spoken about him already a bit. So he's cheap. So if you want to value mid 560 as your M8, I think you're happy with telling people to go there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Any more before we move on to the rucks?
Probably skip Oliver. Not looking good.
And Track, you still interested in a week or 2?
Oh, I think the Togs dropped since last year, and it's even lower the past 2 weeks. Okay. Also, the CBA's dropped like 50%.
Yeah,
like Petty struggling up there. Turner came in, did a role, but I just think they have like forward issues, and they have to play him forward at times. Even then, he can still score really well. So I think his break even's massive. I'm still interested. Yes, I'll probably end up getting him, but just happy to. No reason to go now. Just like 190 break even, 180, whatever it is. Watch for like 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, no reason. And we didn't even have Tommy Green here, but I think he went massive, low break even. If you don't have him, do you get him, or do you wait for him as a
week? Yeah.
Yeah, for people who don't have him, you sort of hoping maybe it was time to get, post the first buy because they have the first one and you can get him after them. But I think it's just you got to grab him now to, 160 posted. It sort of forced your hand if you really want him. And then, so you've got some high break even mid. So Track we spoke about, Steel you spoke about. worried with the injury? Give him one more week, see what it's like, or
I'm tempted to punt this week. I see strapping in the warm up. I don't know.
strap in the warm up.
We're going to be talking. He's going to drop a 75. We're going to be talking about this again next week. If he's,
Can you imagine what I'd be like, George,
playing.
if I put him in? I would.
Did you get him in for his 80 and 70?
No, I said, imagine if I did, what I would be.
Oh, you didn't. That's right.
Like,
Yeah.
so you're thankful
Oh,
I didn't. I have him in the other formats though, so I do have to think about him still.
I'm very worried. Very worried because I think you owned him last year.
Could be like last year again.
Yeah, this is like I paid up for mids, but remember last year, Andy, Callum, Steele, 530k value. Like
for a
Steele
reason.
was an absolute. Like Mills was an absolute catastrophe of the highest order. Like brought him in, he scored 3, did his calf, and his role was shit when he came back. Still hobbled for the whole year. He's like, oh, he's back. No, he's not. Oh, he's back. Oh, he's shit again. He's shit again.
I was scared of.
I can't trade him. The season's over. And then Andy came good. So that's the risk with value. They're cheap for a reason, but
yeah,
I guess Dawson's looking good, so he looks like the one.
Then there's Butters as well. High-ish break even. It's 150, but
yeah, no rush.
He's kind of just going to have to be my merit in a sense. Really good run coming up still. I need him to lift a finger because he hasn't been that good recently. Like
he'll be
last week again. Yeah, I know he probably will be, but first week against the Pies, first quarter last week cooked, and then not much after that. Still ended up with a decent score. But then this week against the Saints, not much either. Butchered it a lot. So just need him to turn form around. I think if you don't have him, I'd probably be still looking his way with that run coming up. But no Rosie too. So maybe CBA's increase mid, time on ground sort of thing. They need him more in there. All right, Rux. I've asked this question every bloody week, but I think R2 now is probably firmly English at this point. Rowan's just said, not me this year, boys. Dropped to 50 against English, and then obviously we know what happened last week. So, yeah, it's probably him. Funnily enough, Witts has shot up to R3 with a 111 average after his recent form, like 126 last 3 rounds. So he's there, but probably English, isn't it, George? And big question, I guess, to Rowan owners, which there's not many of, but a lot of them are in our Discord because probably my fault.
No, not your fault. You said the opposite. You had started him. You said don't get him. We all got him.
Did. Well, yeah. True. JD got him in. I did try to warn him.
Yeah.
A few others actually did. I think a few. So look, I probably am getting rid of him. This sweet option popping up, just too good to be true, or too good to pass up. Sorry, leave him there and just pray, and then probably get English later on. Thing is, though, English is probably bottomed out at this point, and he might get a bit more expensive, so that's kind of annoying.
Yeah,
what would
English
you do? It is 90. So I could just go Rowan to English and have sweet R3, but I think that points per dollar, as you love to say, opportunity is going to make a lot more sense to have him at R2. Yeah, it just does, right? Sweet can go 80, 90, whatever, and you can get a premium elsewhere.
Yeah.
It just makes more sense.
Yeah, I would play sweet R2. You can get a look at him R3 if you want to keep whoever you've got, like a Meek or something. But whoever I've got, unless I have English and Gorn.
Yes. Yep.
Cherry, trade. Grundy, trade. Meek.
Cherry as well. He was the one I was going to ask.
Trade, maybe. Well, I think the thing is you want English eventually, so you're going to trade him anyway. So
fair enough.
I think you just run sweet and then get English later. I think that's what I would do.
Cherry, Rowan, Grundy, trade.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Obviously, if sweet goes 30 or some crap really bad, then you can maybe hold.
Yeah.
But Rowan's probably gone anyway, I think.
Because we're still fielding I don't think I won't feel gussier this week, but still fielding some mediocre stuff in the fall, like Darcy and Wilson.
Yeah.
I mean, they're fine, but
yep.
they drop 50s. Wilson dropped to 20. I think I'd rather have the first ruck that's doing. I think he's doing 110 in the SNFL, so he can provide a bit better value there, and you can get one of these rookies like a Zach Williams to an Uber mid.
Yep. Anything else you want to talk about in the ruck line? You got
I guess
Naismith here, I guess.
Naismith is
I
probably
don't
going to
even
get dropped,
know.
right?
I'm surprised he played, but yeah, have no idea. Have no idea. We'll see. But if you got him, I guess. Well, you just need sweet. So whatever it is, figure it out. You need sweet.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Whatever you got. If you got him at R3 and you got Gore in English, just get sweet somehow. Do it. Forwards, cool. We're at this point of the pod again.
I don't know. I sit on my phone before bed, scroll through the forwards, and like I don't know what to do. Why am I still awake?
Yeah.
Do we
I was
just,
gonna
what
bring
are
it
you doing?
up.
Are you just going to stall for a bit longer, or are you going to grab someone?
We're gonna have to grab someone eventually, George.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at my team, and yes, it's crap, man, and it shouldn't really be looked at. But like Closey, he's averaging 93. Yeah, he's probably not going to score that every week, clearly, but he has to this point. Graham, I think's a good field. He's averaging 76. He hasn't done anything less than a 60. We've still got Roberts. How long we hold him, I'm not sure, but he's averaging 87. And I've still got Colby. So in the right role, he could do 80, 90, whatever. And everyone else is a primo, and I've actually got to bench one of them this week. It's like, I think they're really good rookies to keep fielding, and these forward ones are clearly the worst ones. Although Darcy's averaging quite well and Wilson's averaging 60, but we know in that role can be up and down. So like, I just think I'm gonna have to get a forward premiums eventually, like, because unless I'm trading one of those guys out when they top out, like that's the spot where I want the premium because I want to keep fielding those other rookies whilst they're putting up good scores. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I get a mid in or a defender in, and I'm pushing one of them to the bench, and I'm still fielding worse rookies up forward. So long way of saying yes, we're going to have to get someone soon. But
Yeah. Well, Nat Fife went to India. We know what the Qatar magic has done for Yo and McGovern, but those turmeric capsules, they are anti-inflammatory. There's an article on like I think it's Channel 7. We got interviewed on TV. It was like he went to India, went to like a physio, did some special exercises, or I don't know, but
understand his body more, some crap like that. Yeah. He's
yeah,
going to get arrested again, George. He's going to. They have to, right?
Even if you rest, it's like, what are you going to
But
feel?
it's
Like
probably not going to matter that much because the borderline's so bad. Like, whatever. You field a rookie that week for a 60, but he goes 95 every other week. Oh, man.
His CBAs are so high. He's averaging 64% CBAs. Like, you don't get this anywhere else in the forward line.
No.
Like Heaney, and that's it. Like Powell before this week. And he's the cheapest too, 420. Half the comp has him. He's like 40-something% owned. Should have picked him.
Yeah.
I think I might bring him in. Because you committed to not. It's like you committed to not bringing him in, but I think you can get like a reasonable defender in that slot. Maybe not as good as but not far
Yeah, I
off.
get what you're saying. Forward line's different. Yeah.
Forward's like, well, am I picking a key forward? Am I picking a half forward? Am I picking
Myers or
Bevo?
Rankin or
Yeah, it's
Richmond
so
this week.
confusing.
If you were to get him, it's probably now.
What will separate teams is if you have a donkey at F6 and F5 against like someone that's good. Like, what if you go Myers and he stops this sort of form?
Yeah.
What about Dylan Moore? Dylan Moore's confusing.
Very. Yeah.
Because he
We know
got
what
stuck
he
in
can do,
CBAs
but
and he went out of CBAs, but he had his like best game. But he can do this in the half forward role.
yes. Yeah.
And he only went 90. I think he went 91 last year. And on the run home, I reckon his post buy would have been 95 plus. I haven't added it up. But the Hawks were competitive. Like, they beat Brisbane, they beat Collingwood. Like, they were decent back half of last year. Whereas they just get flogged every week. They look much worse this year. Does that affect Dylan Moore?
I don't know.
But he's 460. And like, what about Liam Baker?
I think monitor, yes. Obviously, the way it's going, I think, yeah, as we said, we don't really need 90s from him. I just
What did he do last year?
did he have? He would have had some midfield games here or there, but not much. Nah, this year's the most CBAs he's ever had in a game. Has been this year. He had 3 with 40 plus in 22. 21, he had 2 games. I don't know the scores. You can go and check them. But last year, yeah, 30 was like his best. And then, yeah, last 2 weeks this year, obviously he got suspended, but it's like 30, 28. But last 2, 60 and 50. So I just don't know whether that holds. Like,
Is he, if he's not in the CBA, he's lining up half forward, right? He's not doing half back or anything?
nah, yeah, half forward.
Playing for contract.
Could be paying for money, yeah. I think, like he's 450 or something, right? So there's no urgency.
So, like, Hopper came back in and he went, where is Liam Baker? 60% CBAs against West Coast with Hopper, with Kane, with Graham in there, Shea, and Dow, all above 50%. Yeah. And even Dusty got 30. He led the CBAs last week. And then this week.
Yep.
So this week, Marlon went in to take Petrarca. Do you reckon that's a one-off?
I hope so, but I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
I don't really know. So, I didn't see that coming either, but yep.
It looks like Graham lost his CBAs and they went to Hopper this week. Now Hopper's injured again.
Do we wait one more
week? He trained midfield in pre-season. I guess it's like this is the forward line. It's just guesswork.
Yeah, no, you're right with that. And then Thompson Dow got given a game and he was the one punted out. But
so at full strength, so Toronto's like 6 to 8 away.
Yeah.
Who's in your starting CBA, and then who are the next two? Do you know?
I hate this.
Is it? It's Hopper, Dow, Toronto. Oh wait, Presti's got to come back too.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't think the most Nuffy Richmond fan could have a clue. And to be fair, I don't think they even have a clue. That's the thing. But I would like him to be in there for the rest of the year. Like we've seen it time to time. He plays pretty well in there. He's got a bit of grunt. I would like to see it, but whether that holds the rest of the year, I don't know. At least Timmy's out for 2 months. Hopper's probably. I mean, look, that guy can't play 2 games in a row anymore. It's really just Dusty and Shea who get rotations here and there, and then fill in the gaps. Dow's still playing. Actually played well last week.
I like this game.
And then maybe just Presti comes in and takes a bit of Graham's. I don't know, dude. It's hard to say.
All right, so we've got the list here. Baker, Bolton, Curnow, Mackay, Cordwell, McRae, Moore, Jezza, Zorko, Fife, Rankin, Myers.
It's the Blues.
You have to take
forwards for me.
You have to take 2 this week. You have to.
Oh,
you have to take 2. Who are you taking?
Blues key forwards. Stuff.
Oh, really?
Both of them. Yeah. Every goal Carlton kicks, I'm celebrating, right? Like, not that I want to, but at least I have something. Yeah. I just think they're probably the best, honestly. Mackay had bigger games earlier on in the year. Obviously, he's playing a bit more ruck, but now that Pitto's in, and they like Pitto, right? They like what he's bringing in there. He doesn't get that anymore, but I just think, look, there'll be ups and downs with the key forward as there is, but hey, what are the other picks? I don't know. I mean, Curnow's actually pretty consistent. He's gone like his 2 worst games are like a 78 and a 75. Everything else 90 plus. Like they target him that much. Hate to say it, but they're a good team. They're going to probably finish top 4.
Yeah.
Look at their post-bye run, like 16 onwards, I think, from when they play us. And it's like unreal. So I don't know if I'd get them yet. Maybe could get one soon and leave the other one till later. But dude, like, what else is there? Who do you like? I don't really like anyone.
Oh, you're Richmond and North and West Coast and Hawthorn. What the hell is this?
Yeah, bro. Curnow will be going for the Coleman, bro. I'm getting him. At least, like minimum by then, maybe earlier. I don't know.
So maybe we get Kerno around 16.
Something like that. Yeah.
After his bye. Plays at Geelong after the bye.
Look, there'll be a bad game here and there, but evens out and.
Do we just wait till he gets to surely gets to sub 500?
Yeah, probably.
Plays on Stephen May, who blanketed him in the finals.
Yes, he did. Yeah, Mackay's a bit cheaper, 50k cheaper. Who else do you actually like, George? Like, do you like McRae? You bowed out of that one, luckily.
Yeah, I did.
Not luckily, he still went 70, but
some YouTube comments was like, "Stop bailing on your trades or something."
Oh, if anyone in YouTube comments doesn't
stop doing that, sorry for that.
No, you don't need to apologize for that, mate. We don't know what our trades are on a bloody Tuesday or a Wednesday, or
yeah.
And then teams come out, and then don't tell people in the YouTube comments can't tell me they don't change stuff at the last minute or are really unsure on a pick. Like maybe play 10 years ago when we were playing, and as soon as you did your trades, mate, that was it. You were like hovering over the confirm button, going, "Oh shit!"
Oh yeah, that's right. Reverse.
No reversing, nothing. Anyway,
who am I
do you like anyone else? Like honestly.
All right, I'll say. Okay, I'm going to read every name out to you, and you're going to say
yes or no
if you can see yourself possibly picking them.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. Baker.
Possibly, yeah.
Bolton.
Yes.
The Kerno Mackay, yes.
Yep.
Cordwell.
No.
McRae.
Probably not. Because look, Libber and Sanders aren't even in this team still. I just don't know. So probably not, but I guess I should say yes, because it obviously is a possibility, but
yeah. Dylan Moore?
Probably not, dude. I don't know with this one, but
Jezza?
I guess I have to say yes. Jezza, nah.
Jezza, Zorko?
Nah. No way.
Fife?
Nah.
Rankin?
Probably not either, nah.
And then Myers.
Would love to go Messi, but probably no either. That's probably the worst role out of all of the people we just said. But he's killing it. He's killing it.
So, okay.
There's a lot. I said yes to a few, but that's a thing.
Possible.
I don't know which.
It's possible. So your short list is Baker, Bolton, Kerno, Mackay, McRae, Moore.
I think I'll probably end up with one of the Richmond guys, one of the Carlton forwards. What do we got? Flanders, Heaney, and then the last two.
Reed. Keep Reed, probably.
Well, yeah, hopefully we can. Hopefully. Thing is, they said they'd manage him before the season even started, and they've done that. So that will probably happen again, but
yeah.
And then
you asked me.
Okay. You should have just gone with all right, Baker or Bolton, either of the Tiger guys.
Yes, both.
Yep. Carlton forwards, yeah. You'll look at it with me.
I'll say Kerno, not Mackay.
Okay. Caldwell.
Yes.
McRae.
Yes.
Dylan Moore.
Yes.
Jezza.
No.
Zorko. No.
No.
Fife.
Yes.
Rankin and
no.
Myers. No.
No.
Yeah. So I think that's where we sit. Baker or Bolton. Kerno probably. Mackay, no. Which I probably do agree with. Kerno's probably the better one.
Baker, Bolton, Kerno, Cordwell, McRae, Fife. That's my short list. More.
Yeah.
I think Fife at 420. I think I'm going to take the risk this week.
Really? Okay.
Goes against everything I preach, but we're just in a tough spot.
Yeah. I'll probably hold off and just go one of these other ones soon. Whether that's like, Baker or...
I like Baker and Moore don't miss games.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Baker's pretty durable.
Yeah.
Shay's pretty durable too, yeah. Yep. Yeah, but I don't think he's missed many since he's started playing full time in the team for 4 or 5 years. Yeah, I honestly might get Kerno soon. Obviously, he's 520-ish or whatever. Shea, I think, will drop, right? I said it. He's just dropped a stinker. He's prone to those big time. He can get really cheap, and that's probably what I get him.
If he gets to 500, he's straight
Or
in.
below. Yeah, I think that's just do it. One-man team in the minute. Kerno. So, yeah, it's probably the two I do like the most. And then the other two, we'll just figure that out later on. All right, enough of the forwards. That's me for another week. Rookies.
We tried.
So, yeah, sorry guys. If you got anything out of that, well done, because I don't think I did.
Yeah.
But at least we don't have a bit of a short list, and it's just that when the price is right. All these guys are forwards this year that's really bad, and they're probably going to be cheap at some point. So you just look to when that is and try and time it well.
I honestly think I'm going to like upgrade Roberts before I grab a forward at this rate. Apart from 5.
Like, I think I'll probably get better points. Yeah, you're probably right.
And then I'll just go in 2 weeks like Roberts to Ryan, provided he doesn't go 170.
Matty Rob's so good, dude. You can just keep him though for a long time. It's a hard one. It's just when poor score might come, it's like got to cash in now or risk losing a lot. Rogers, right, rookies. So yeah, a bit annoyed I went Biggie last week because probably would look at Rogers this week. Turned up in that sort of small forward role. Got a stack of the pill. 22 touches. Just looked really good. Live wire. We've said it with the mids. They've got those games coming up in like Darwin and stuff. I don't know. You could argue either way whether that suits him or not. But it's just that role, right? There can be poor ones. The week before he scored 20 points. So I can't go him this week. And I think even if I could, just because of that 98, you'd probably take the risk. Highest draft pick, right? But it could just be another Tom Berry, right? So, yeah, go for it. Rogers, Garcia, and who's the other one? McKercher, who's obviously not as cheap as him, but yeah, go for it. Rank him.
I think we're getting to the point where we're not really struggling for fieldable defenders and mids at the moment. Like Closey's all right, Graham's all right, Roberts is all right, Williams not too bad.
So you got him.
Yeah. So if you do have him, good hold. But the role's a bit. I thought about bringing him in. I think the role's maybe a little too volatile to bring him in.
Just north.
He might stay at halfback. I just don't know 100%. I think he will though.
So who do you like?
I think. Well, wasn't Garcia supposed to be sub until Libba was laid out?
That's what I heard. So I got Biggie instead, but then obviously Rogers played really well. So yeah, I'd go Rogers over Dogs Garcia, I think.
I think Garcia's a massive scorer in the VFL. I think he got like 45 touches one game or something, but they're basically like the role is crap. It's half forward.
Doesn't get that role in the AFL, plus job security, just way more question marks. Whereas I think Rogers has played himself into a spot for a while. Yeah.
He could be subbed off, but it was against West Coast, but I think they're both not too bad. Both not safe-ish, but I think at least you got that 98 in Rogers' system, and he looked really good. Like, he looked a lot better than Garcia, to be honest.
Yeah. So there's not really much else. There's a few guys that played first game, but going through them, a lot were just for, there's reasons why they probably won't play. Like guys injured straight in for them, probably straight out. Types like Paddy Voss or Cooper Simpson was subbed on early, so we don't know his job security. Sam Day's there, 150k. I don't know if he keeps his spot. How did he get a game? Who did he come in for?
Ethan Reid.
That's right. They were playing him. Yeah.
Nah, skip.
I don't know. 150k, tall forward, key forward. Don't know. And then there's really not much else on the horizon. I think there's another one. Maybe keep an eye on Sonzi for coming in for like Sonzi or Kane. I think it's Sonzi, or should be. Sorry. Give him a go in the midfield. Like got a few games this year, but was played really out of his natural position. He's 160k, but it could be a bit of like if he does actually get the role in the AFL team, like that could be a nice one to just field forward line for a bit if you want to make a downgrade there or whatever. So
you got Hopper and Prestia
Yeah.
back in 2-3.
Yeah.
If they come out and say he's going to play midfield, would you grab him?
Probably would give it a punt, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah, I can.
I think you should get a go. I think you should. But we don't know. I just hate reading our team. Is there anyone else that played like first game? I feel like
No.
but no. Oh, Darcy Jones. That's who I forgot to mention. But yeah, really hard to know. Giant small forwards. He played awesome though. He was good to watch.
Definitely wait.
Just don't know. Cool, George. Oh, Hardiman. I didn't say him either. Did you say him? For North as well. But
yeah, not
inspiring. I didn't watch the
numbers.
game. I don't know what he looks like, but what did you see from him?
I didn't take much notice, to be honest. Squad 50. It was like in the back line.
Yeah.
Just give it another week.
Yep.
I think Jones better.
Yep. No worries. I mean, still got Howes or those do as well. So look, they've got heaps of DPP, so it's going to be able to get who I want when Howes is time to go. So I don't have to get a defender rookie, but he's there if needed. Cool. Anything else, George? Or we'll talk about some captains and get out of here.
Captains. BC gone, Sieves are wrong. Call it a day.
Yep. Only if you have a Sexton sort of type there, you'll be able to do that because he plays last game, and then if he does play, we'll obviously know that prior to VCing Max anyway, or at least if he's in the 23. So I don't know. Hope Sexton comes back, but yeah, I'm doing the same. Going into Sarong. Good options though this week. You have a lot.
Named. What are you doing?
Maybe Sheasel into Max.
Oh yeah, good one.
Because the problem is Max plays at the same time as, or 30, 40 minutes before the loops, like Livingston and Zach Reid both play then. So you have to go someone kind of before Max if we don't have Sexton as an option.
So we get one quarter of Max if you VC him. I might just do that then.
Yeah, you could, but it's a bit weird. What do you do? Like, if he's on 35, you just take it. Then he gets injured. I don't know. I'd rather go before, so probably stick to Shees. Because there is that slight risk that maybe we tag again. I hope we don't, but we did. So
yeah, that's a good point.
Max should absolutely kill, though. You would think.
Yeah,
no matter what.
Anyway.
Yeah. So, cool. All right. Thanks for listening, watching, guys. Wherever you are, give us a like or a review or a comment or what have you on the socials.
Nasty comment if you like
it. Leave a nasty comment for George. I've just been a lot busy this year. I haven't really tweeted much on our Twitter account, so apologies for that if you're looking for anything out there, but we're always here every week on the podcast, and then in the Discord is really where you can find us. So that's always where you'll find us. So thanks for watching another week, and we'll see you next week. Cheers.